What is a Haskap? Well, it's related to the honeysuckle, also known as the honeyberry, and it's been grown for years in Japan, Poland, Russia, northern Canada, and more recently starting to be grown in the northern states of the U.S. It's a very tolerant bush. This bush here is about 3 years old. It grows very quickly, and in about 2 to 3 years after planting it starts to produce these long purple berries. They taste like a cross between a blueberry and a raspberry. They prefer sandy soil or well-drained soil with a lot of organic matter, so we've used a lot of wood mulching here to help maintain the moisture. We're on very sandy soil here. It prefers a pH range of about 5.5 to 6.5, but it will tolerate a wide pH range, and it just prefers to have a good moisture value as well to keep it watered well for the berries to be produced. The berries typically are ready in the spring, right around the time of strawberries or even a little bit before strawberries. These bushes will grow about 3 to 5 feet tall. They don't necessarily require pruning. I talked to a farmer out in Nova Scotia, Canada, and they're just starting some experimentation to do some pruning, but typically he has not done pruning and he's had great production. It tolerates heavy snow load. If anything breaks off, it's quick to do a replacement shoot. It doesn't sucker, so we haven't had to worry about it spreading outside of the rows that we've put it on. It's very tolerant. We haven't seen any bug pressure to it at all. I haven't seen any pests on it, as opposed to the other berry bushes that I have in my field. And it does develop powdery mildew. Typically after the berry harvest is done in late summer, the leaves will start getting gray, powdery looking. The farmers that I've talked to, typically in Canada, say that this happens to their crop every year. It's nothing that they're concerned about or that they treat, and the plants seem to bounce right back in the spring with no problems with powdery mildew until well after the berry harvest. These berries, I've been told, can produce up to 6, 7, 8 pounds per bush once they're producing fully. We're really excited. We've had some decent production and they're only 2 to 3 years old. We have several varieties here, and the varieties have been developed a lot lately in the last 15-20 years at the University of Saskatchewan. We have imported our plants from Canada, and they have a variety that, numerous varieties actually, that some have a smaller berry, some have quite large berry, and they vary in sweetness range. They are a little bit tart, but they're still good for fresh eating. Some people make wine with them. They do have a high juice content. Some people make jams and jellies, and that's predominantly what we'll be making, but it is considered a superfood. It has a much higher ORAC value than blueberries do. So we really enjoy growing these berries. We're able to grow these using our organic methods that we prefer to use because there just is no pest or disease pressure to worry about crop losses for. Now, to protect our berries, we have a 10-foot high fence around the perimeter. We do have deer and bear in the area, and actually last week my husband saw a bear just at the edge of the fencing. We're going to be adding some electricity to the fencing to prevent the bear from getting in. And we also are going to be adding netting next year. We weren't expecting this many berries this year, so it is attracting the birds. Netting is required because the birds do love these berries as well as we do.